And here's the pick artist himself, Trayvon Diggs, who's been stepping up to challenges all season, now at 8 interceptions. It's the Eagles and the Vikings. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Philadelphia Eagles. The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
The Eagles take over first.
So now here comes the Eagles offense as they get ready to take over. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Ready.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown. A.J. Brown, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Eagles will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. 1 play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Now, after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. So here come the Vikings as they get set for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Miles Sanders, first carry of the game. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down. And you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Eagles offense and A.J. Brown headed back out there. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little. They bask in it. They think this is okay. We've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes come your way, too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. The Eagles at 5-4 now on the year. They were losers their last time out. Try to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A gain of 32 that time. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Panther 60, Panther 60. 19 tight, 19 tight.
They'll look to throw here. And it's caught. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. They'll try to run this one in. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 14-0. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Vikings taking the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. Under pressure, they got him again. Danielle Hunter, what a start to this ball game. Still in the 1st quarter, and he now has 3 sacks, on pace for double digits. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. 19 yards is the pickup there, but even with that, they're well short. It's 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. That's taken on the 25. A 48-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. They'll look to throw here on first down. Touchdown, Eagles! Dallas Goedert, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Second and 9 now. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Eagles are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Elliott good with a PAT, and the route is on here in this first half. So that drive, 4 plays. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we get a look at him. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now we've got movement up front, and I think this is going to be on Minnesota.
Ball start, offense.
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Ready?
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll set up a throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Running right. Here's Sanders. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They're going to look to throw. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Danielle Hunter, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise.
So here are the Eagles to take over. They're on top here as they come up on a 1st and 10, trying to make amends for that lost week at the hands of Seattle. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
2nd and 1. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Back to throw again. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game. It has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run. They'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Eagles extend their lead yet again. Elliott good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this 1st half.
Vikings 3.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25.
This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we get a look at him.
They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They'll set up to throw. Dancing to his... And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. Looking to throw. And Sanders has got it complete. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. That one good for only 6, and it leaves them with a 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Wide receiver A.J. Brown, you see he and the rest of his mates returning to the field here.
He has certainly made the most of his catches so far, both of them going for touchdowns here in half number 1.
And we've never met a team that doesn't talk about getting off to a fast start and featuring guys that they want to have the ball early. We're seeing both of those come into play here. Off to an incredible start. Got their feature guy going, and now everyone else should have opportunities.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
2nd and 5. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue.
Touchdown! Dallas Goedert on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Eagles are pouring it on.
Elliott good with a PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. Just a 4-play drive that time.
And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. And now out comes Minnesota.
But Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
It's caught by Sanders.
That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. The Vikings send out their punter. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This will be fielded at the 17. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over.
The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this. But you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. And that's caught inside the 35. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now back to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. They're just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if...
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. A gutsy call there. You exit the locker room with a lead. Try the onside kick. It didn't work.
And you just wonder what the gain was there. They're already in the lead. They were in control of the game. They may have given momentum now to their opponent.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Daniil Hunter in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete this.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Daniil Hunter in there for the 7th time in this game alone, and that ties him with the late Derek Thomas for the most sacks ever in a single game. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he'll take this in at the 1-yard line. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Back to throw here. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Hassan Reddick with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. The Eagles send out their punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but
I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
2nd and 4. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Here we go, set. Go. Ready?
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Switch, yellow, blue, check, opposite, green.
They'll go again with Sanders. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. The Vikings send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 27. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. His throw incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Danielle Hunter in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint, as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. This is taken at about the 14. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's 2nd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Forced out to his left. And incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And he's got his man. It's the tight end Goddard. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Over the middle, complete. That's Jones. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. They'll look to throw again. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there, and how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 40. He'll look to throw. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Here we go, Zach.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the Eagles.
Back to throw again. Being chased out left. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Runs over him. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. They'll look to throw here. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Back to throw now on 1st down. And this one too low.
It's been a fun game for him so far, but I think he tried to do just a little too much that time. Give the defense a rare win on that snap.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. He'll drop to throw. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Oh, he's been fun to watch in this one. He's made the correct reads all game long and helped stake his team a huge lead. Running, passing, he's made all the right decisions. But that wasn't the right read on that one. It falls incomplete.
And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 17-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And the Vikings will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
On the set. Watch out now. 50 series. 22 needle.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Smith catches left side. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the 1st down. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20.
Check it.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This is Smith with a grab. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. They'll set up a throw. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And he's got it inside the 10. And he'll be taken down after big yardage. But, folks, there is a flag down, and they're already walking this one back. So X out the big play. This one comes back.
It's not a call you get very often. Offensive pass interference, but it was the right one in this case, and that'll wipe away a really nice gain.
Back to throw here. He's going to take another shot here. And that is incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe.
And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Back to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. 2nd and 4. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's the tight end, Goddard. And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this